show to give you guys the blueprint of how to become a millionaire before the age of 30 years old. I'm Ryan Zolin.
I'm Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Mr. Talk to People. And, of course, we've got our co-host, Albert Bowie.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Trying to time that.
Yeah. He was turning the camera on. It's right there.
How
He
you doing,
is.
everybody?
And we have a special guest today.
We do.
Ryan.
We have Jeremy McNichols. Super excited for you to be here. He is a professional NFL athlete. And, we're just super excited to get connected with him. His brother actually works on our team, and he lives out in California. So that's how we got connected to Jeremy. And they are out here checking out some properties in Scottsdale, and we're going to find some ways to do some deals together.
Let's do it. Thank you guys for
having
having me.
Super excited for you to be here, man.
So, Jeremy, it's a busy life, right? Being a professional athlete all the time. And you still have time to think about investing. You still have time about, taking the income that you have coming in and putting it into assets. So what is going on in your head when it comes to actually investing in the assets so that you've got the long-term strategy? We were talking about it before the show, that like patient money. You know what I mean? That long-term strategy. Talk to us about kind of what you're doing now and where you see yourself next 5-10 years with it.
Yeah, I think real estate is a great platform, like for investing long-term and short-term. I have the privilege to do both, with just a property in Boise, and now getting into the Airbnb life with the one in Nashville, and hopefully in Scottsdale as well. Working with you guys. But I just look at investing in real estate as a savings account. You know? So a lot of people are like, do you have a savings account? Technically, no, but I use real estate, the money to put in there just to let it grow over time, So whether that's cash flowing, whether that's in 5 years we sell and go get another one or a bigger building. So that's kind of my plan moving forward.
Got it. Love it. And do you have, I know that you have a lot of advisors, and the NFL does a really good job of, kind of putting you in the right position for life after football, right? Do you have advisors that are like, hey, listen, you need to buy real estate to offset some of this income? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The depreciation and everything that comes along with that.
Right.
Is that something that is a conversation, or is that something that you have to go as an individual and figure out for yourself?
No, I have a great team that I've been working with.
Yeah.
Probably since college, that's been advising me real estate, stocks, whatever it may be, just to grow your money. You don't know how long you're gonna be able to play football. So being able to collect all your money and put it into the savings account, which for me will be the real estate, and just the team that advise me and continue to give me the best advice moving forward.
Love it.
I think it's really important to emphasize that a lot of times what ends up happening when you come into a large sum of money at a young age is that you don't make the right investments. You have to go in the bottle service, the watches, the cars, that luxury lifestyle. So I think it's really admirable that you're deciding to invest in your future and allow the assets to really set yourself up to even go and decide if you want to go buy those things or if you want to just use that as cash flow. Do you have a plan in place right now? Is there a specific goal you're trying to attain, like a number of units, or is it a certain cash flow amount? Is there some kind of specific goal you have?
My goal is to have at least 10 properties by 30. Okay. So
there you go.
I'm 26 now. I got 4 years to try and get this plan going. So getting 7 more by the time I'm 30, I think it's going to set me forward, just creating that generational wealth for my kids and their kids and just my family, So we're on this earth only for a certain amount of time. So whatever I can leave back for my family and my kids, that's kind of what I want to do.
Love it. Love it. Let me show you our blueprint to be a millionaire before 30, okay? And now this is a little bit different for you because, the first part, the bottom of this is to do a deal. Well, you signed a contract, right? You're in the NFL, you're a professional athlete, right? You're full-time into it. So you've got that. The next part is killing that debt. Stop being somebody's ROI, right? Consumer debt, whether it be cars, whether it be student loans, whether it be credit cards, all those things, kill the debt so that we're not working from January. The statistics are January through October, we work to pay taxes and interest on things. Yep. January through October, that is the average, right? And if you cut that down, you can save so much more money to then
obviously invest into assets. That's exactly what you're talking about. This
Right.
is when you're back at ground zero. You're able to start investing that money, that hard-earned dollar, back into investments that are going to create cash flow.
Right.
This is where we're able to set ourselves up for the future. You're able to create that generational wealth because as the assets go up in value, that's going to obviously create more cash flow, more opportunities, and obviously there's a bunch of tax benefits and ways that you could structure it where you could pull some money out in equity, but that will lead you to your fifth and final step, which is financial freedom.
Right.
That's it. Control. Financial freedom equals control, just like Jeremy was saying, of the time that we have left on this planet, right? What is the control? What do you want to do with your life? What is the purpose? What is fulfillment for you with the time that you have? And to be able to get to that place, you have to have that financial freedom, because if you're always stressed about paying bills and always stressed about, having to have a certain amount of income coming in based on your efforts, then you're on a treadmill. That's literally why they invented the whole term rat race, right? You just can't get out of it because you're constantly on this loop of bringing money in from January to October and paying everybody else, and we're living off of this sliver, working off of just a small margin. And that's what we're trying to do with this show, is to expand this and to encourage investing into assets and paying off debt and really building a strong business, because that's really what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You've got your business of being a
Right.
professional athlete, but now you're building a business of being a real estate entrepreneur.
Right, for sure.
And that's exciting.
It's fun. Like it's
I think
fun.
that's
it gives
exciting.
It gives me something to do, like in the off season or
For
my
sure.
times. Every morning I wake up, something on Zillow pops up, like a new house. So I'll go look at that. Like that's my homework. Like that's my game plan for trying to execute it. And I treat it the same way with football. We have a game plan, and you got to execute it every Sunday. So going with that same plan with real estate and investing in stocks I feel like is the way to go.
Listen, we're going to get you hooked in with wholesalers so you don't have to go on Zillow and go bid with properties that everybody else has to bid on. We're going to find you the off-market properties, for real. I mean, that's really where, you make money when you buy it. You know what I mean? The strategy is really, so that if you can get a significant discount that other people can't find because of the connections and network you have, your business grows faster. It's by 15 or 20% faster.
Right.
Yeah, it's incredible. So
Love it.
sorry, I'm kind of.
For the audience to listen to what Jeremy realized earlier. He glazed over it too. He said he doesn't know if football is going to be forever, and he understands that income will disappear one day, but he's being smart about it, saving it and putting it into something else that can be forever, that can be perpetual. So that's a super, super good point for the audience to realize early on that, hey, your deal flow may not last until the end of the year. So you better be saving it, and you better be putting it in the right direction for it to mitigate that risk future on.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and at this point, I mean, you're really going from you're essentially self-employed, right? You're self-employed. You have to go out there. You have to perform, right? You have to trade that time for money. And you take that money, and then all of a sudden that money starts making you more money. It starts making baby money.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. And while you're making significant income, putting a huge amount of that into assets, especially depreciating assets that can help you keep the money as opposed to just giving it all away to Uncle Sam, which eventually he's going to get it anyway. But let's try to keep as much as we can while we can and grow it bigger so that we have that big, nice nest egg that is just continuously paying us. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about.
When you're doing this kind of stuff with investing with real estate, and obviously like you're talking about it, you're manifesting it, you're doing this on a daily basis. You mentioned Zillow. Are you the only person like in your sphere that's like interested in this, or are the people around you, maybe on the team, coaches, friends, are they all interested in real estate as well?
Yeah, I first heard about it probably my rookie year. I was so young, just got into the league. Like you said, you want to have fun, you want to experience life. There's so much money that comes at you at such a young age, and you just, what do I do with everything, So a lot of the guys in the locker room, the older guys will advise younger guys, and we have tons of meetings about it, but I was still young. I was still nervous. I didn't know how money can grow. I just wasn't educated at the time, but over time, just continuously listening to people and teammates and my team and people and friends around me that have bought houses and done real estate and really successful, that kind of clicked for me, and I kind of started to do my research and my homework on it, and I finally pulled the trigger on something 2 years ago. and just seeing how much it grows, and like it's a no-brainer for me. You know, just put in X amount of dollars and it's going to double and triple just over time.
Especially right now.
Especially right now. You know, just because of the universe. You know, the dollar. You know how high the dollar is going to go. So I think it's just been a good move for me.
Is it tough being in a locker room with like people that have been there a while, and some of them have these giant contracts, and they're just like, you know what I mean? And it's like you become the people that you surround yourself with, and you're like, oh my gosh, they've got like this $500,000 car, or this $300,000 watch or something like that. How does that influence you? How does that not affect you to be like, wait a second, I could do that too? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's just knowing the levels to the game. You know, it's everybody's not gonna sign a $100 million contract.
Sure.
Now, I mean, 95% of the league is going to sign minimums or lower contracts. So, and that's not going to sustain you the rest of your life.
Sure.
So when you learn that, and then you learn, like, football isn't going to last forever. Sports aren't going to last forever. At some time, it's going to stop. And that's been preached to me since I was young. Like, you're only going to be able to do this for so long. So I think just capitalizing with that window that you have is the thing that you have to do the most. But I mean, everybody you're gonna want there's bigger everything, bigger watches, bigger cars, bigger houses. But I think you just have to know your scale and be able to understand that and execute it.
That's it. And you find when you do get it, you're like, oh, okay, well, now I have it. Now what?
Yeah,
now you know what I mean?
Now I wanted something bigger or better.
The real amazing thing is when you buy something and it starts paying you.
Right.
Like an Airbnb. Like a rental.
Right.
Like that's exciting.
Like
that makes the dopamine in my brain go bananas. You know, it's just like, oh, I can spend money on this and it's going to go down in value instantly as soon as I put this watch on or whatever else. But I could buy that property and it's going to appreciate and I get to pay less in taxes and I'm getting income from this thing.
Right.
It's a cheat code. I mean, literally, America is set up for wealthy people to buy real estate. That's what the government wants us to do. That's why our cities are so clean and they're so new and there's building going on and construction is a big part of our economy. We were talking about this before the show. It's because there are tax advantages for people to buy real estate. That's what makes our country look so pristine versus a lot of other places around the world that kind of have more government restrictions. And the government just doesn't want to deal with owning, managing, and keeping and the upkeep of buildings. So they let us depreciate them. It's fantastic. I mean, there's a huge difference between people that own real estate and people that don't. It's just for wealth building.
I mean, that's the point. Jeremy said, it's like there's different levels to the game. That's called awareness. That's called when you are on a minimum contract, you're not going out and buying that $300,000 watch. You're trying to level up your game to where maybe you're investing what you have to let that pay for the watch or let that pay for your future cash flow and stuff like that. So I think Jeremy's actually doing it in like the perfect way. And he had the idea rookie year. I mean, I would also be curious how many athletes don't invest in real estate. How many of them are out doing the things that you're like, oh shit. Or the guys that, like, especially as a rookie, you're like, I want to go do this. But like, how did that play into it? Were there guys that were always out like messing around and stuff?
I don't think so. No, not really. I mean, I feel like a good majority. I get a good majority of guys going into the league take care of their money and invest. Like I said, the NFL spends a lot of money on people to come talk to you, especially as a young rookie. I mean, you're having these meetings consistently throughout the whole year. And they're flying over all over the country to talk to you about just how to manage your money and how to spend money the right way and get money back, like real estate.
That's incredible.
Somebody told me, like, the thing that changed me with real estate was when somebody told me they can't make no more land. They can make cars. They can make. They can't. You can't build any more land. So the value of it is just only going to go up.
That's it.
So
that's it. Listen, we're not going to Mars soon. Let's be honest. They're not going to have that figured out. All right? There's only a certain amount. And not only that, but the interesting thing is, not only is there a certain amount of land, there's only a certain amount of habitable land that have utilities, that have water, that have access to food, and all of that, and economy, and all. You take a flight and you look out the window, it's just empty land everywhere. You're like, what is going on? This country is so huge, and then you go and everybody's packed into little spots, and you're like, okay, wait a second. So I think it's like 9 or 11% of the actual land in the United States is actually like lived on, like where the big cities are. Wow. I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
Ridiculous.
So you get to invest in the place where people are going to continuously live forever.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to go up.
For sure.
It's an incredible asset. And we encourage everybody to go out there. And I really love that they put so much time and effort into financial literacy, financial education.
Sure. I wasn't aware of that.
And I think that it should be in high school.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it should be in college.
Yeah,
I think it should be. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like,
that's exactly why we did the show.
I think Florida just did something. Florida just made some changes of teaching financial literacy in high school, which I think is fantastic.
I think it's a requirement.
Yep.
I mean, at that age, you're 16. You're getting you're getting co-signed for a credit card. You're buying a car. You're getting these adult benefits. You need to understand what to do with money. Understand, like I always hated when I saw like the 16-year-old that their parents would buy him a brand new car, and then 2 months later they'd crash it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, what are you doing? You got to understand like what the value of the dollar is. Understand that like your parents bought that, it depreciated. Understand like what the value is of things that will actually create more money rather than lose value.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I have a completely random question. I want to kind of transition a little bit to football.
Let's do it.
Ooh, I got a question here too.
Yeah, let's who is the hardest hitting player you've gone against and the most competitive team or the most challenging team?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot.
I am.
Hardest
It's got to be
hitting.
one that like you got up and you're like, oh, damn it. Like that was it.
Probably Roquan Smith
Yeah.
from the Bears.
Yeah.
That's what we like to
Yeah,
hear. That's what we like to
that's
hear. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then
You
most
said the
challenging
most
team?
challenging team.
Yeah, like the one that every Saturday night before you're like, it's gonna be it. Here we go. Getting ready to go into the war.
All 17 games.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Did he give his Sunday
Any
out?
given Sunday.
But I think the most competitive, I mean, they're all competitive.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just that little bit extra is probably the Colts. It's just because
Colts.
we're divisional
Yeah.
rivals.
Yep.
You know,
For
we're
sure.
both coming up. That you know when you play the Colts, like it's gonna be a bloodbath.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. What's more fun, college football or pro?
It has its pros and cons. You know, college is just, I mean, you're trying to get there, so
Right.
you're just playing off of just pure joy and
Yeah,
love of the game.
yeah.
You know, and you get to the league, it's the same way. Like you get to the league, I mean, it's your dream.
Mm-hmm.
So you're living out your dream. So I mean, I don't know. I love both of them. Like they're two different experiences that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just the brotherhood in college though is a lot stronger. You know,
Sure.
you live together. You're in the dorms. You do everything together for 3, 4, 5 years, and you just get that bond. So
Yeah.
I think it's just the difference between the league and college is
Sure.
just the bonds you get.
You get a lot more reps with your teammates in
exactly.
college.
In the
for
league,
sure.
you got guys with kids, wives, 30 years old. You know,
Right. Yeah.
can't always go eat. You know, after practice or whatever. So.
Were you always an athlete? I mean, just growing up, you knew that this is what, I mean, were you like Pop Warner type,
Yeah.
you know, just go, go, go? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Long Beach, California.
Awesome.
I had a dream of going to the league probably since I was in 3rd grade.
Awesome.
Like I would wake up every Sunday, make sure the games was on. Like I'm always playing Madden.
Obsessed.
Like I just obsessed with the game.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know how to get there at the time, but I was just like, that's what I want to do, and I just put all my chips in the basket towards, you know, getting to the NFL, and you know, God willing, it worked out for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge achievement. Unbelievable. Guys, we're going to open this up. We're 20 minutes in. We've got another 70 minutes to ask questions for Jeremy, to any of us. Ryan is going absolutely bananas in the first quarter of the year with his real estate business. What are you at right now, first quarter?
Between all of our stuff, flips, wholesale, I mean everything, we're like 1.3,
$1.3 million in 90 days. Can somebody do that calculation? Can you give me 1.3 million divided by 90 days so that we know how much Ryan makes every single day?
It's a gross.
an
It's a
interesting-
gross. And let's not forget, we got my ride or die over
No,
here.
this is all yours, right?
Yeah, right. Of course. That's
This is
how
Albert's
how
out.
business works. Everyone else works for free.
Let me ask you real quick, just the 1.3, how much of that is wholesale, how much of that is flips, how much of that is commissions? Is that your
Majority
three,
of,
me?
yeah. So
Okay.
majority of it is flips. It came in. We had them. They're supposed to close at the end of last year, but then
Yep.
they ended up closing this year.
Okay.
So a lot of the revenue ended up coming into the beginning of quarter one.
Yeah.
And then wholesale, I'd say what, like 60%.
Yep,
60%
I would agree.
wholesale. I would say 30% is gonna be flips, and then 10% would be traditional.
And before we crack this thing open to questions, it's available, isn't it?
It is. So it's a pre-launch. We're actually going to be sharing it with you guys before the official launch tomorrow. But you can go to agentinvestors.com, use the code TTP for $100 off, and you guys will be able to access it before it goes live tomorrow.
The thing you guys have all been asking for and asking for and asking for, how does Ryan do it? He broke it down. That is the wrong spelling on that.
Misspelled it again, buddy.
Wow.
We are really trying with investors. It's okay.
Investors.
I will work on a better word next time.
Agentinvestor.com. Agentinvestors.com.
Show Albert's shirt. We got that.
I got it.
There you go.
Got it on there.
Agentinvestors.com.
Agent. Yep.
Listen, we're real estate guys. We are not English majors, okay?
And I am.
Numbers.
Yep.
Check it.
Yep.
We all missed it.
I didn't look at it. It's
We
okay.
got to double check the
We'll
double
work on
checkers.
it.
Check it out, guys. If you're interested in that, it gets released tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
absolutely bananas. Been through the course. I'm telling you, it's going to change your business. It's going to change your business. So find out how he's doing that
There we
and
go.
get in there. Agentinvestors.com. Use code TTP.
There you go.
So let's start cracking this thing open. All right.
Fire him away.
Yep.
Let's go.
And-
Ryan is making a humble $15K a day.
yeah.
The company is.
Ryan's company makes $15,000 a day.
Yeah.
You want to find out how? At agentinvestors.com. There you go. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean,
That's
those
it.
are the facts.
That's it.
Listen,
There you
it
go.
works because honestly, I would not be sitting here if I didn't take the advice of Ryan because I just hit my over a year since I quit my corporate, and in that year, I had tripled my income based on the teachings that Ryan did.
Right.
And this was before we put into a structure that it was like teachable. This was like run and gun, like here, learn
This
on the
was a
fly.
fucking
You guys
sunshine.
you guys were in. It was an experiment. You guys were experimenting, testing, testing. Got it refined.
I had a terrible lab of just like chemicals and everything all over
That's
the place.
it.
And he came in and he's like a scientist. He's like, we're going to do this with this one and this one over here and this
combine
there.
it.
And he's like, now it's a system.
There you go.
And now we're rich.
Yeah. 24 years
That's
old.
it.
Yep. Are we? Do we got the comments running?
Let's go. Gotcha.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, from Toa.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
There you
How
go.
you get
up,
from
Toa?
Lakewood High to Boise State, then to the league? My idol.
There you go.
How'd you do it?
You know how we did it, Toa. Hard work, dedication, man.
There
That's
you go.
what's up.
Yeah.
Do you know Toa?
Yeah, I know Toa. He was our left tackle. We was in the same class at Lakewood. Grew up
Really?
together.
There you
His-
go.
his
Wow.
His dad was our head coach.
Wow.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay. Tell these people how we got it out of the mud in Lakewood.
I love it.
No, I mean, Toa would bring us food every day to put on weight. Toa was bringing tubs of food. So it's like, hey, you want some chicken and some rice? So I ate chicken and rice most of the days after I lifted just to, bulk up.
Put that meat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Protein.
Thanks for joining us, Toa. Great guest to have on the show. Great insight into the world very few are familiar with. How many other people you know in the world are actually hands-on in any investment vehicles? So that's the question. How many other people you know in the world are actually hands-on in any investment vehicles?
Yeah. So I think he's referring to Jeremy asking like how many people are in the league. How many people? Like, I think we talked about it
yeah.
briefly, but a lot of people in the locker room, they're all doing this.
I think a lot of people have their own strategies, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate. But I think most of the locker room is investing and
Are
trying
they
to.
hands-on too, or are they like? Are they? I got people for this.
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Some people like to be like standoffish. I mean, not standoffish, but hands off.
Right.
Yeah,
And then some
right.
people like to be hands on.
For sure.
So it just depends. A lot of people's lives and the big name guys, it's just hard. With
What
time.
about you? You prefer to be hands-on?
I prefer to be hands on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect that.
Well, learning it,
Yeah.
right?
Learning
I mean,
it, yeah.
it's a different skill. It's a
Yeah.
skill that you can use, forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And learning that skill of buying right, managing it, and getting the highest and best use of all your properties.
Right.
I mean, that's huge, and that's how you level up into it. And then you start networking with people that are doing other things, and you're like, wait, what are you doing over here? Why are you doing it? What are the numbers behind it? And then all of a sudden, you level up.
Right.
It's just like the NFL, levels up, right? Level. It's the same thing in real estate, but with real estate, it's all about recognizing potential. That's the difference between the people that do the $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $1 billion deals is they can look at a piece of land and see something that I can't, right? You know, I could see something to be like, oh, I could make, you know, 50,000 on that, and they're like, haha, I can make 500,000 on that, right? It's just, and then you pick their brain, you understand why were you able to do that, what were you looking for, and that increases your capacity to recognize the potential.
For sure.
Yep. Awesome.
Good question. Oh, snap.
There you go. Roman, get in there. Use that TTP code. Get it $100 off. It's all right in there. And then you've got NFTs attached to it. It's a whole thing, guys.
The first 500 people to buy the diamond tier get access. So that's going to be to my team, to myself, private events. It's like, that's going to be where my future goal is. It's going to be making sure that community of 500, they're getting nothing but value. And as we always say too, not trying to just be biased, but there is a serious value that comes when you invest into a course at the beginning, because you're going to get all the value and real attention before it becomes flooded with thousands of people.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Let's go. There you go.
Jeremy, what is your buy box? And if I send, and can I send him some deals? Look at this.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Send the deals.
See what happens? See what happens when you get loud in this real estate space? People are going to start blowing you up with deals.
Let's do it.
Yeah, what's your buy box? Are you buying specific areas, price points? Is it single family, multifamily? All
right
the
now, yeah, all the above. I'm really open to everything. Multifamily, Airbnbs, 3-4 long term. I'm really open right now.
Is it? Are you looking major markets? Is there specific areas that you want to own?
I kind of want to do like Scottsdale or Vegas or Florida, but not opposed to anything.
Okay.
You know, not opposed to anything. I mean, I did one in Boise, Idaho. Like,
sure.
Right.
Well, that paid off.
Yeah,
because Boise's going bananas.
It's going crazy.
Geez,
so,
Louise.
I mean, I'm open to anything. So you can send deals. I'm open.
Cool.
Awesome. What's the best way?
Send
it to like
DM.
Anthony.
You can, or
Anthony.
me, my brother, DM.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Let's do
What's your DM? What's your? Just go right there in that microphone.
Yeah.
You're on. You're on.
A. McNichols.
All right.
Get closer.
Yeah. What's your?
Close to me.
Oh,
what's
A.
your
McNichols.
ad name?
Yeah.
It's at A. McNichols.
At A. McNichols.
Yeah. Spell that for
Or A.
everybody.
McNicks. I'm sorry. AMCNIKS.
AMCNIKS.
Awesome. There you go.
All right. Send
Cash
that over.
buyer for you guys.
There you go. Send
Come
it over to
on.
Anthony, and then we'll get that all underwritten.
Awesome.
From Phil. Ryan, the MLS King. What is the best way to talk to an agent if you're just starting out but want to focus on on-market deals? Okay, it's a great question. So what you want to do when you're setting the expectation with this agent, initially, remember, if you're just building the relationship with them, don't turn off the off-market opportunities. Just tell them and be fully transparent by setting the right expectations of what you do. So, hey, I'm looking for any type of property where I could make some money on it. Kind of like what Jeremy even just said. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a multifamily, single family. Give me anything and everything available. Maybe pick a specific location or a specific price point to stay around. But then on top of that, if you're trying to focus on market deals, what I would try to do is set them up to where they're just going to write a bunch of offers for you. So, hey, I would love for you to be going through and searching the MLS. This is still my criteria. Could you possibly write 2 to 3 offers a day? That's my goal with you. Just make sure, again, expectations are set. So that way they're not going to go in expecting to write 2 to 3 offers that they know are going to be rejected, and they're like, oh, what am I going to do here?
Yeah.
So it's all about just, again, setting the expectations. I'll reiterate that 15 more times, but if you do that properly, they're going to send you both on-market and off-market opportunities.
Yep. Perfect. Get him, Phil.
Let's go, bro.
Do we have any celebrations yet? Guys, if you have gone on your first appointment, if you've gotten your first deal, if you made your first call, I don't care. I just want to ring this bell because it brings great energy. So, and I just like doing it. I'm going to be honest. I just like ringing bells. It's a weird thing. I'm a weird guy. But there you go. So, give me the celebrations. We want to celebrate you. So be brave. Put it in there.
There you go.
J-Mac, what are some of the biggest takeaways you took away from the NFL's financial classes? Yeah.
Make your money work for itself.
Okay.
I think that's the key that they always try to tell us. You know, going back to getting so much money up front, and not. I mean, you're in college. I mean, you send a couple thousand every month trying to eat, trying to pay rent, and then you get this lump sum of money, and you really don't know what to do with it at first. And then they, like I said, they did a great job in just teaching us, just, hey, save your money. You know, you're gonna want to do certain things. You're gonna want to go out. You're gonna want to have fun, and that's okay. But when you're able to put money over here, say you have an Airbnb that's paying for your expenses. Say you want to go out, you know, that's paid for by your money just working for itself. So I think that's the biggest thing that I took away from the classes, just creating generational wealth.
Do they give you percentages? Do they go, okay, listen, 15%, whatever. Go crazy. Spend it on whatever you want. 25% put away for, into the market. 25% in real estate. Do they break it down like that? Or
Yeah,
do they
it's a pie chart. I can't
Yeah.
remember the exact
Yeah,
numbers. But yeah, they give you a pie chart to, just a general one just to start off with. And then when you start getting more assets and, liabilities here or credits here, then obviously that pie might change for you.
Yep.
But just to start off with when you're first there, it's just very general.
Awesome.
You said you were how old when you made your first investment?
I was 23.
Okay.
Nice.
23.
Very cool.
Jeremy, how many properties are you looking to buy a year, and where are you looking to invest? We're gonna get that a lot.
Yeah.
The where's gonna be popping up a lot.
Yeah.
Because we have people scattered throughout the whole country. If
Yeah.
not, I mean,
World.
we have the world.
Europe.
People finding
Egypt.
opportunities.
Egypt.
Nigeria, Israel,
All
Australia.
all over.
Yeah.
I think how many properties are you looking to buy a year? I kind of want to do. I want to do at least 2.
Okay.
My goal is to do 1 to 2. 1 for sure. If I can hit 2, I'll be excited.
We got to bump that up, Jeremy. We got to get that way higher. We got to get that way higher.
I said it would be great to do 3 flips a year.
Yeah.
Ended up doing 9.
Well, let's do that. Let's shoot for 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Let's do
there
6
you
or
go.
7,
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
And then we're just gonna exceed the goal by 30.
There we go.
So,
Any
where-
specific areas?
man,
Like you
I
have to
don't
have
know,
like a
like-
sweet spot. Like it could still be like Boise. It could be Nashville. It could be again. Is it Scottsdale or I think you said
I want it to
Scottsdale,
be
Vegas.
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I want it to be Scottsdale or Vegas. Still close to the West Coast. I was also looking at Mexico a couple years ago.
Okay.
I went to Tulum.
Okay.
They were selling, and I just seen a good opportunity there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, make sure that the title on those is really strong.
Yeah.
Because people will walk up with piece of papers that they
True.
find, and they're like, I actually own this.
That's
and
what
then
I
it's a
was-
whole
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
right?
that's what kind of steered me away. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll just stick to something I know. But I mean, I'm open to investing anywhere. Like I said, I'm really just been on the West Coast in California and Boise and in the South down in Nashville because I played there.
Yeah.
So
What'd you think of Tulum?
I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a place you gotta go.
Oh,
I
for
loved
sure.
It.
Those beaches. Come on. The
can't
food.
We've
beat
never
it.
been, but
The
we're
food.
taking the team in December. and
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's right.
excited. I'm excited.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun.
I do a mastermind there every year. It's fantastic. We
Sounds
love it.
horrible.
Yeah, it's
know
real
how you
tough.
do that.
In February.
For work?
Tough life. Wait for it. Sorry, guys. We have everybody in office today, so the internet's a little bit slow moving it 2 feet from one computer to that computer. There we go. Dimitri.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, yeah. Here we
Got
go.
some
Got a
numbers.
$10,250 assignment yesterday, 6 deals in escrow, and 3 more to be signed this week.
It's gonna be
Love
loud.
the United States. There you go.
There you go.
Congratulations, Dimitri. 6 deals in escrow, 3 more signed up this week. That's 9 deals. Let's get you over that 6 figures. I like the $10,250, but let's bump that up. Let's get that to a minimum of $20,000. I want a minimum standard $20,000 per deal. Okay, you will find it. Huh?
He's in another country, right? Yeah, he's in
I thought you were in Europe.
Yeah.
He's in
Yeah,
Germany?
Yeah, he's in. Yeah.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Look at that, virtual wholesaling. My team got another property. Oh boy, here we go.
here we go,
All
here
right,
we go.
sorry guys. Here we go.
See, they feel ringing when they get hit from helmets.
Yeah.
I feel ringing every Thursday.
You feel ringing from me.
Every Thursday.
That's it.
It's too soon.
That's it.
Make it 5 to 10 a year,
yeah.
Jeremy.
Let's do it.
There
Let's
you
do
go.
10.
Yeah.
Let's do 10.
Shoot for 10.
I love it.
We got a good team. Let's shoot for 10.
Let's do it.
Yep. There you go. Well, the interesting thing is, it would be interesting once you have a track record and really look at, really build your strategy, which any of us can help you do.
Yeah.
You can take that to the people that you have access to that are like, what are you doing? And you're like, this is my portfolio. This is how much I'm making. This is what I'm doing. Do you want to partner up on some stuff? Now you're raising funds. You're partnering it up with it. Now you take that 10 deals, and that turns into 50 deals a year real fast.
Very quickly.
Real fast, because then you start leveraging other people's money and those relationships, and then you could become the real estate guy in the league. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. That's
and
true.
then all of a sudden you're like, you own all this commercial property,
Right.
there's a lot of potential there,
For sure.
especially just showing what you do and what the opportunity is with the money that you have. It's
Absolutely.
huge. You have a huge open door.
From Samuel, how do I purchase properties for myself while still compensating my acquisitions and dispositions manager
Love
for the
it.
time they put into getting the deal?
Great.
What do you do?
I pay them the commissions that they would get if we sold it to the top cash buyer. So if we put it out there, and what I'll do is I'll say, okay, listen, I want to take this one off, and I don't want to get the earned income from this, but I'll pay you guys the commissions that you would earn on our highest offer that we receive from our cash buyers.
There you go.
So
We do something
yeah.
similar. It's just a flat fee. It's based off of a percentage of what our average is for an assignment fee, and then we do what their percentage would be anyway of their
Yep.
acquisition.
Yeah, don't do one of those things, Samuel, where you're like, I'm giving you guys so many leads, I'm going to cherry pick a couple and not pay you on some of
Yeah,
these
don't do
things. They will get really, really mad at you. Really mad at you. So pay them for their efforts. Remember, their income is equal to the amount of value they provide. And if they're providing you value and you're not giving them income that meets that, they will not like you. They won't. They will not like you. They're not going to last with you, and there's going to be the loyalty will be shaken, the trust will be shaken. Pay your people. Pay your people. Pay your people. The number one ROI in our on planet Earth is people, for sure. No doubt about it. So make sure that you're really treating them well and build a real strong culture, because it costs a lot more to replace people than it would for you to save a little bit of money just taking that deal and not paying them.
For sure. Love Live Nick. If you get a house under contract on Zillow, do you ask the seller to remove their listing? How do you go about asking them? So if I'm assuming this correctly, it is that you're referring to an off-market deal that's listed for sale by owner with a seller.
Make the distinction. I don't think he is.
Okay,
Maybe.
so there's going to be a difference between if it's for sale by owner with the seller on Zillow versus if it's going to be on Zillow listed with a realtor. Either way, you're going to have more of a likelihood of them removing the listing if it's direct to seller and it's off market, where if there's a listing agent involved, Jamil teaches a little bit different where he says that you can get them to remove it.
Yep.
I personally do not agree with that. I do not think that you can do that. I don't think that it's going to be as easy of an ask to go and ask a realtor to take down a listing because they're not familiar with that process.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they won't do it, just you have to ask. Just understand that if you're going, again, for sale by owner, Zillow, seller, whatever, that's going to be more likely of a chance.
Yep. Perfect. Love Live Nick.
Get that.
How should we respond to a cease and desist letter from the government for cold calling?
The hell did you do?
You hire a attorney. You talk to an attorney. So what it
From the
depends on.
government.
Yeah, the government's a very broad
Yeah.
term.
Government of like Arizona, government of like a city. Government
Usually
of,
it's
like,
a state. Usually it's like an attorney general, something if that
Yeah.
happens. What I would say is get a good telemarketing attorney. Eric Allen out of Salt Lake City is the best that I know. And usually a cease and desist means don't call this person, the specific person that they want you to, but I don't know the
full
hashtag
details.
we're not attorneys. Do you have that? Can we put that on there? Hashtag not attorneys. So talk to Eric Allen. That's what I would do.
From Ramondo. Ryan, for your MLS deals, do you typically have one close or double close, and which one do you prefer? We assign most of our contracts. If I had to give you a percentage, 95% are assigned, 5% are double close. The only time I'd ever double close is if I have a fear that either the agent relationship would be burned or if I knew the seller would have an issue. But then we started implementing what Brent had taught us, which is at the end of the day, if they have a problem, you didn't set expectations properly, and you need to make sure on the settlement sheet that you're telling them, do you see the debit and credit? The buyer is the one that's paying the assignment fee. We're still honoring the price that we agreed upon with you. And if they have a problem with you making money, congratulations, there's nothing you can do about that. So we usually assign.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
You helped us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, right? Use code TTP.
That's it. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Kevin's crushing it. Closed on a virtual deal yesterday in Texas. Locked up a deal with an agent yesterday as well. I've been wanting that bell, but I don't think I deserve it right
What?
now. LOL. I'm waiting for a 15K plus. Well, you're going to get it anyway, Kevin.
Yeah, you
Because
got
it's
it.
not what you want. It's what I want. Okay? That's the fact. All right? So, and I want to celebrate your success because congratulations.
That's 2 deals.
Locked up a deal.
That's 2 deals.
Did it with the agent. Maybe invest some of that back into a course that's going to get you even more. Here you go. Awesome. Congratulations, Kevin.
Can you hear out of this side of your ear? Or is it just,
It's ringing.
the K-Man's life. How to start lead generation. That's very broad. I would say for like what my strategy is obviously going to be a different answer than what Brent's
I want
answer
to know
is
what
gonna be.
Jeremy's answer is.
Yeah, let's do that one first.
How are you finding your deals?
You've got 3 right now.
You have an agent that sends them
Agent.
to you? You
Yeah,
look
well,
at it?
like I said, I was getting them on Zillow and Redfin and things like that.
On market
Yeah.
and with an agent,
Yeah.
deals.
Deals.
Yeah. So you're sending. Are you saying, hey agent, can you get me this deal?
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah, got it. And then they just negotiate for you.
Yeah.
And you know what
We'll
you're
go
looking for.
Yeah, we'll go see. Sometimes I think I know what I'm looking for, and
Yeah.
then changes.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, I'll just look up something, or they'll send me options, and I go down, I'll pick it like, oh, that looks nice. Go see it. If I like it, then we just pull the trigger. If not, then we just continue to look.
Now,
Love it.
are you actually going and viewing these properties like in person then, or like
Yeah.
FaceTime or?
Half
FaceTime?
FaceTime, half like going to see it. But the ones that I actually bought, like I did go and see it.
Okay.
Is there any time during the season that you can focus on this, or is it crazy?
It's like I make time.
Yeah.
I make time.
Yeah,
It's
well, there's
hard, but-
168
Yeah.
hours. Right, we have 168 hours in a week. You know, I mean, football's a lot of
Yeah.
that when you're in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, brilliant brain to be able to hold all that stuff in. I mean, that's crazy.
No, it was definitely tough, but I make sure I handle my business on the field, so then like when I go home, I'll go look at something, I'll watch film,
Sure.
look up some properties, see if we can see them, get the videos, get the pictures, and then make a move.
Is this something that's always in the back of your mind?
Always. When I wake up.
Ooh, I love it,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
Always.
Yes.
Like how can we double
We
triple
got
the
you.
money, man?
The
You're in the
real
right
estate
place.
bug got you.
Got me.
I love
I
it.
seen what he did after the first deal.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
That's it. Got the itch.
Yep. Yeah, you're like, maybe 2 deals a year or 3. This audience is like, what? Are you crazy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. Finding deals. Talk to people. That's how you find deals. You need to have quality conversations with distressed property owners or the people that own them if you're looking to get the biggest, deepest discounts, right? If you're looking to get these deals locked up and sell the actual contract, or if you're looking to buy that, fix it up and get the benefit of the equity that you get in that, to be able to pull it out through a burst strategy if you're going to keep it, or to flip it to make the big profits. But in the beginning, if you're asking how do you find the deals, it's very simple. You get in your car, you drive around, and you find the ugliest properties in your community. The ugliest, the most beat up, the vacant, the ones that have, the lawns all, grown like crazy, or it's just dirt, or it looks, the roof's falling apart, or whatever, right? And then you get those addresses, you get the phone numbers for those owners, and you call them. Or you go and knock on their door and you talk to them. That's how you find those opportunities. You have quality conversations with distressed property owners.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. From Lobo Society. If you get really nervous during talking to agents and sellers in person, does that mean I'm introverted, or does everyone go through these feelings? You are normal. You're human. Don't worry. It's okay. I promise. There's even times, believe me, you guys see me on these challenges. You guys see me when I'm calling. I'm very smooth and I flow. There's a lot of times when I was even in like commercial space, or even there was a few weeks ago, there's been conversations. I'm like, oh, I don't know. You just sometimes fake it till you make it. You put on a smile, and guess what? There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Actually, people really like the authenticity where you could say, I don't know, but let me figure it out. And then you go and you squat up. You find people that do have the answers. As for getting nervous talking to agents and sellers, get your reps in. Just talk to them. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn by what you do by taking action. So just be consistent, make mistakes, fail forward. More importantly, the best advice I'll give you, document it. I guarantee you, if you take out your phone and you're like, whew, talked to 5 people today. I struggled. I messed up with 1 phone call. I submitted 2 offers. I met with an agent at a coffee shop. I did this, this, and this. People will love that. They will be resonated and drawn to you. And then all of a sudden, you just get more opportunities. And
Can you imagine if Jeremy did that?
Dude.
If you turned your phone around and did stories every day, it's like, I'm buying properties, I'm looking at this thing. If you got some good deals in this area, let me know.
Yep.
Whoo! My goodness gracious.
I was actually thinking about doing that.
If you
blogging.
got
Yeah.
loud, bro, if you got loud and just told everybody what you were looking for, it would be, but you could build a huge
Literally.
business. Huge. I'm talking way more than NFL contracts. I'm telling you,
Yep.
you could turn that thing around and really start talking about real estate investing, and people would go bananas.
You would get thousands of inquiries every month.
I don't
And
know what restrictions you have with social media with your contract or whatever else, but if you can turn around and just document what you're doing,
Yep.
it's over.
Yep.
It is over. You would have so many opportunities thrown your way, and then you could build a
What do you
business
think?
around
You
that.
think 1,000 a month? I honestly think 1,000 would be the number.
What, deals?
Opportunities.
Oh, for sure.
Like thousands, especially with the
Yeah.
reach you'd have.
Right.
And then at that point, you have no other option but to rely on Anthony and I to help you source through all of
Oh, there you go.
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, but it's okay. We got you.
Collaboration. There we go.
Jeremy,
There you
Andrew
go.
and I just agreed. We'll be sending you a pair of cleats that say "I buy houses cash."
There you
so,
go.
game
Yeah, we
day
need you to
Sunday.
wear them. Says agent investor on it.
Right?
I don't think the league will allow that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
But yeah, I think if you're able to do it,
Okay.
I think it's a huge investment into your future to just be loud about being a real estate investor
Right.
with your audience and people following you and loving you and just.
Dude, look at Juju. I mean, that dude's
Yeah.
blown up on social just
Yeah.
by out there dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dancing. Imagine what would happen if you were just looking for like more opportunities to make money.
Make money,
Like,
right? Yeah.
Well, and then you just build your business. I mean, you put somebody in as a CEO of that, and then you get your people that will look at your deals and evaluate what you want to do. Do you want to hold it? Do you want to wholesale it? Or do you want to flip it? And then all of a sudden, you can go and raise as much money as you want. You can go and connect with the top people in whatever market you want to be in,
Right.
wherever you're based. And then all of a sudden, with you getting loud about that, that opens the doors. It starts with Airbnb.
Yeah.
It starts with rentals, and then it goes like fourplexes, then it goes apartments, and then it goes commercial.
Development.
And then commercial goes bananas. I mean, I don't know if you know about like Magic Johnson's commercial real estate holdings. I mean, he has more wealth in that than anything. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
Wow.
But he's loud about it.
Right. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
I'm
is.
just,
Same with,
I
Shaq.
am encouraging.
Shaq,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm encouraging you to get as loud as possible. If it's, just document what you're doing. You don't have to do anything creative.
Right.
This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm looking for. This is, my strategy. I think about real estate all the time.
Right.
And then have somebody manage the comments and manage that whole thing and build a team around it. I'm telling you, man, it would be absolutely bananas. You have a big platform. You should really consider it for sure.
No, I definitely will.
From Bro the Handyman. What's y'all's opinion on the software Flipster? Nobody promotes it. Is it because it's no good, or is it difficult to use? Or is it because there's no affiliate program?
No, there's an affiliate program. It's Jerry Norton's. Jerry Norton does a great job building that and promoting it. I've just never used it. So Bro the Handyman, I only promote what I use. So I use PropStream, I use Batch Leads. So I don't want to speak to you guys about something that I don't use, because it's just then I'm just up here being a talking head. I'm just doing advertising. So I use what is effective and what's going to get you deals faster. So
Look at just the tractor.
Oh, look at that track.
yeah, I know, that's cool.
There's money. Ooh, okay. From Jonathan Rivera. I'm a semi-truck driver, and I want to get into real estate wholesaling investing. I work 10, 12-hour days and have downtime while in the truck. Any ideas on how my structure should be so I can get going? Again, I think we're all going to have different answers here. What I would recommend is you've got time while you're sitting in your car. I wouldn't recommend driving that semi around any like residential neighborhoods. I'd recommend taking out your cell phone and go to Zillow, go to Realtor.com, Redfin, go to all these sites and just start calling the agents. Understand the agents that are on there that are preferred or top realtors, they're paying for that. So they're obviously paying to find opportunities. And what I always teach is the hardest part of being a real estate agent is actually finding the client. So then again, you are going to be calling them. You are the unicorn buyer as an investor. Cash as is, quick close, no crazy terms. You are what they are looking for.
Yeah, your phone is like a portal to financial freedom. I mean, you have your phone, you just need people to call. And that's just distressed property owners. So statistically speaking, 6 to 10% of real estate is in distress at all time, whether that be the condition of the property, whether that be a financial distress or an emotional distress, right? So you want to target the 6 to 10% that have a likelihood of wanting to trade it in. Remember, when you go to get a new car and you're trading in your car, you're not getting Kelley Blue Book value. Well, why are you doing that? Because you don't want to clean it up. You don't want to market it. You don't want to, take it to the mechanic and make sure everything's perfect and fix everything that's wrong with it before you go and sell it to try to get top dollar. You're done with it. You want speed and convenience. That's why you trade your car in. The Kelley Blue Book tells you that it's, worth $24,000. They'll give you 12 or whatever. The reason for that is speed and convenience. So you're looking for the price. It's the same with real estate. So find the people that have the properties that want that speed and convenience, the same mentality that you have turning in your car and getting a new one. Okay, so that's what you're doing. 6 to 10% of the people are like that. Our job is to filter out the 90 to 94% that should sell retail or don't really want to sell, and that's what you focus on.
Oh, show.
There you go.
He's back. Love, live, Nick. Gotta get that like framed on the wall. Yeah. How do you go about asking the seller who has the property listed for sale by owner to remove their listing once you get their property under contract? So I'm referring to this on Zillow, Realtor.com, all those sites where they can list it for sale by owner. You would just say, hey, we have this under contract. Would you be able to take it down? We just want to make sure that no one else is going to be trying to go and like market it, or they're going to try and go around us. At this point, you already have the executed contract, so they can't go around you. But there's going to be just some kind of line along that where you just be trying to pitch a story, ask them, see what they say. Do you have like a good excuse?
Most of the sellers that we work with, Mr. Seller, after they've already made the commitment with us, get really annoyed with all the people that are trying to lowball them, so they just remove it off of Zillow.
That's the word.
We always put it into what's in the best interest for them. Why is it in their interest to remove it? It's because you're going to get a ton of people that are going to lowball you. There's going to be people that are going to try to scam you or try to list your property. You're going to get a lot of calls. If you don't want to deal with it, it's totally up to you. If you want to deal with all that, that's fine. But if you want to filter all that out and not deal with it, just remove the listing and that'll die out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Albert, do you have anything else specific on that one?
That was exactly how I would do it. I mean, making it some type of convenience for them as a seller. Like Brent said, you're going to get bombarded with calls. We've already served you in your best interests. If you don't want to get bombarded by continued calls, we recommend removing the listing.
Yep. Awesome.
There you go.
Boom.
Kyle said this the other day. It's 10% what you say, 90% how you say it.
For sure.
Right?
It's money.
Yep. It's agentinvestor.com, and just use that TTP code for the discount.
There you go.
Agentinvestors.com. What'd you pay for that website?
$5,000.
Nice. Well worth it, I think. I think it's good, except for people can't spell investors. Everybody's trying to throw that E in there.
People at Matt.
Yeah.
I read it. You all read it.
I didn't read it. I did not read it. I was outside. From Isaiah. Brent, yesterday on your live, you mentioned that the purchase formula in San Diego was 100% of the ARV. Is 100% flat or 100% of the ARV minus repairs?
Yeah, minus repairs. Yeah, you want to get minus repairs, but people will buy. Listen,
San
Isaiah,
Diego.
I'm telling you right now,
It's crazy.
you get deals in San Diego, they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no inventory. So listen, everybody's like in the world, and this is even when you're looking at deals, Jeremy. People look at deals and they go, "What's the comps?" That's one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is what's supply and demand.
Yep.
For real.
Yeah.
If there's no supply and there's a lot of demand, that price the prices just keep going until somebody stops. You know what I mean? Because they're just people want to live in this specific area. There's nothing available. When something becomes available, people jump on it. So in San Diego, it's a beautiful place to live. People want to live there. So lock up anything and talk to any investor, and they'll start working with you. Because the way that investors look at San Diego is, okay, this property's worth $1.5 million fixed up. Okay, it needs $200,000, so 1.3 is what they'd pay for it. But that makes no sense. If I buy it for 1.3 and put $200,000 in there, and there's all these costs and everything, I'm above 1.5. Well, guess what? By the time it's fixed up, it's 6 months later right now, and the thing's worth 2.2. That's what they're seeing. They're seeing rapid growth and appreciation because of supply and demand. Will you please put up the my chart here? You want to know why we have a lack of inventory? Here's why we have a lack of inventory. We are in this is not a bubble. This is a run, right? This is just the market doing what it does, because here's the facts.
I've seen that.
Look at this, right? From the 70s, over 25 million have been built. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. Boom! Economy melts. 2008. By 2010 to 2019, under 6 million properties built.
Wow.
That's around what they built in 1930, 1939. You want to do a fun little Google search? Go look at American population in 1930 to 1939. Let me tell you this. It's significantly less than there is now. Okay? And there was the same amount of houses built during that decade. I mean, that's why there's a supply and demand issue. That's why prices are going. This is it's not a run. What is it? It's I'll think of it. It's not a bubble. I'll think of it. Don't worry about it. I'll bring it back. Yep. Isaiah.
Right. How do we go about wholesaling on-market MLS deals if we don't have earnest money deposit? I remember Jamil saying that in some parts of SoCal, EMD could be as high as 10K.
It's a boom,
Yes.
not a bubble.
There you
There you go. Boom.
There.
It came full
Ah,
circle.
Jeez Louise.
There you
That
go.
one was tough. That was stuck
I didn't
somewhere
know where
down
you were
there. I don't
going
know
with
what was happening there. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
So EMD can be as high as 10K. So what I want you to understand is what most realtors are expecting, which is going to be 1% of the purchase price. So in SoCal, absolutely, a purchase price could be $1 million. 1% is 10 grand. So you do need to be prepared to put up what they're comfortable with. The line you could use to get EMD lower than 1% is, hey, realtor, I want you to understand I'm a business owner, and as an investor, I have this thing called cash flow, and I want you to know that I can't put up 10K when I'm buying 10 properties a month. I could put up 5K, and that allows me to buy more properties every month by keeping my money liquid. But as for not having EMD, you need to squat up. You need to have actual buying capability to purchase these properties. The last thing I want you to do is go and submit any type of offer when you have no intention of buying this, especially because the House bill out here, like in Arizona, did you just see that? 2747 passed. So you now have to disclose you are a wholesale buyer. They are trying to weed out people that are not going to actually buy the properties. They want disclosures. They want everyone protected and know what's going on. So make sure you do have the ability to put up EMD, or someone you work with does.
What just passed?
2747, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Talk to me about
2747,
it.
Chapter 15.1. It is you now have to disclose yourself as a wholesale buyer if you have any type of ability to wholesale the property for a profit.
For where?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Starting when?
Waiting on governor to sign off.
yeah,
The
hasn't
House
been
passed
signed
it.
out.
Senate hasn't yet, but Senate will pass
Senate
it.
has passed it as of the 28th
Okay.
of this month.
Yep.
So what you put in that I'm a wholesale buyer?
I'm a wholesale buyer or seller. And that's the one that I'm kind of back and forth on. That doesn't make sense. You can't be a wholesale seller because you have a fiduciary to net them the most amount of money. Where if you are the buyer, unless they're trading against speed and convenience for price. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be figured out. I talked with Steve about it for like 30 minutes the other day. He told me, he's like, don't worry about it yet. Don't disclose it. Once it comes out, then we'll adapt.
There you
So.
go.
From Louis, what if the seller wants a higher earnest money deposit more than $100? He wants $2,500. That's normal. Get the $2,500 and negotiate it to be somewhere in the middle. $100 is very low. I will tell you the lowest amount in Arizona I've ever deposited is $10, and I did it one time, and I've done hundreds of transactions. So most of the time, our EMD is between $2,500 to $5,000. Just require your end buyer to put up more. You're good.
Okay, Ralph.
Let's go, Ralph. Let's go.
All right, Ralph. 15,000 in assignments this week. 2 deals, 10K and 5K. 2 more closing next week. Ralph, follow this up with how you found them. We celebrate you, Ralph. Congratulations. Awesome. Yes. Can you review how to spend your money that comes in from closing deals? You know what's interesting is a lot of people don't take into account taxes. Right?
Right, yeah.
You know? So, Ralph, put 30% away for taxes. And then the rest of it, it really just depends. You know, it depends on where you're at, Ralph. If you're doing this full time, it's a much different answer than if you're doing it part time. You know, the first thing, again, is we want to get you into this business full time so that you can put in a lot more effort. And the more effort that you put in, the more value you provide, the more income you earn, right? So let's get you full-time. If you already are full-time, then set aside 30% just for taxes. Let your accountant or CPA deal with all of that. And then from there, you stay as lean as possible. I don't want you hiring anybody until you make $30,000 for 3 straight months, and then you can start hiring people. Because that's a big mistake that people do right off the bat is they're like, oh, I closed 4 deals. I'm going to work on my business, not in my business. It's not time. You haven't earned it. You haven't earned it. It's not even close. Don't fall into that trap. That's what you wonder why, you know, what is it? Like 85% of businesses go out of business the first year or 3 years or whatever it is. It's because people try to expand too much and they don't have enough of the systems in place. Right. So make sure everything that you do is lead generation, Ralph. You need the most robust lead pipeline possible.
Absolutely.
So that you're consistently closing those deals, and then you can start scaling. I've got a breakdown on this channel, Ralph. Just look for that. There's a whole breakdown. I do a pie chart. It's the whole thing.
From MJJ Smooth Criminal. Brent and Ryan, what is the best way to approach cash buyers and real estate agents without sounding like a rookie or a scam? So if you're sounding like a scam, that's a you thing, because you are not scamming them. You are bringing value by being a client to a real estate agent. Best way to approach them, I am not even kidding you. I will look dead straight in the camera. Make sure you understand this. The best place you could be when you're talking to agents is actually naive. Be vulnerable and be confused. Guess what? Do you go to the dentist and tell them how to do the job? No. You will go and you find a realtor. This is their realm. Tell them what you're looking for as a buyer. Make them your bird dog. Make them go and be the one that's going to go find your opportunities. They have to then bring value to reciprocate by bringing you potential opportunities. This is where you have to be on your A game. It's just educating and setting the expectations of, hey, this isn't a deal because of X, Y, and Z. I need it here because of blah, 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 blah. Something along those lines, but coming across like, you should see a lot of the lives I do. I get up there, I'm like, is this Lisa? I'm looking at the freaking sheet where I know it's Lisa. It's Lisa's number on her own listing. And I'm like, are you the listing agent on 123 Main Street? I'm trying to call. I have a few questions. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to buy it. Watch what happens next.
I need help.
I need help.
Yeah.
I think that's your
That's my
best
go-to.
opening.
I need help.
Yep.
Just need help. That's it. They got you.
That's what Jeremy should do on his. I need help finding properties.
Literally.
You know the ones that I say that I need help on, it's like the best interactions. When
Yeah.
I was 16, I used to work at Subway, and I remember when I first started out, I didn't know how to make a sandwich. I would legit tell the customer to their face, hey, I literally just started yesterday. I have no idea how to make this sandwich. Can you help me run this through? And they would laugh so hard.
Yeah.
And they were literally like, 2 pieces of ham there, the cheese, and I like it toasted. And it was the best interactions I've ever had at 16.
Yeah.
Making sandwiches.
Well, I would love that. I would love if you were making it. I would be like, oh, yeah, I'll put a lot of that meat on there. Just keep it going, bro. Just keep it going.
Triple.
Yeah, there we go. Triple meats.
Yep.
Yeah. Get it? Yeah, I would love that. Is there a simple way to make your buyers, agents, contracts assignable?
Yep, you could put it inside the verbiage of the contract that it is assignable. Do not mistake this for and or assignee. That's the one thing realtors will catch on. They're like, well, you're the buyer, but and or assignee, what does that mean? It's just an uphill battle. You could put it in like the additional terms, or also check with the broker or title company of the state you are in. Most contracts are assignable. Usually it is not assignable if it is specifically stated in that contract. This is not assignable. Literally that simple. So just make sure you're specifying with the realtor and the title company for the market you're in, or just add it into the additional terms. Lil Roy, 504.
There you go.
Like the shoes. From Lotto, how can a real estate agent use VAs? They can sort data, they can schedule appointments, they can be an ISA, an inside sales agent. They can't be doing any licensed work. They can do anything for lead gen, marketing, administrative, things along those lines that would be more of just delegating the tedious tasks.
He's got his own logo.
Who? Lotto. Oh,
Look at that. Look at that
cool.
guy.
that's
All right, that's pretty
dope.
sweet. Put that on a T-shirt.
There you go.
There you go.
Probably already does.
Send me one. I'd wear that. Awesome. Yeah. A ton of different ways. Brian.
Of course.
There you go.
There you go.
Here we go.
There you go. What's
It-
your?
it's,
You want to put your IG out there for everyone?
Yeah. Do we type it or?
Yeah,
we can do
you
it.
type it.
It's just my whole name. Jeremy McNichols.
There you go. No space.
No space.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of hard to spell the last name.
They'll find it.
Oh.
Okay.
Then they'll throw an E in there for no reason.
Oh, I get that. No, I do get an E in my name a lot.
Nichoels.
Jeremey.
Oh, that's yeah. Yeah.
It's all good. My name's just attached to the email, but it's all
There
good.
you go.
Awesome. Sam, my team has been calling through multiple lists. At what point do I have them call through the list again? 6 months. 6 months recycle. There you go, Samuel.
Is there like a certain quantity to that list, or is it just referring to going back and?
I like going through a list twice. Whenever you are calling out to your distressed property lists, typically you can call about 50 addresses per hour. So you just look at how many hours am I getting out of my team of calling. Say it's 20 hours. Well, 20 times 50 is 1,000 addresses. Well, you only go through the list twice. So 1,000 addresses gives you 1 week. 1,000 addresses twice. Now you're done with that list. So you need 2,000 addresses for a month. Okay, to go through that list twice.
There you go.
If you're getting 20 hours of calls. So just use that as the equation. 50 addresses an hour.
There you go.
Yep.
The Real Honest Investor. I have a new Western agent sending me properties in Phoenix. They do not allow wholesaling and need to buy outright. How can I navigate this situation? Should I stay away?
Yes.
Or double close?
Yeah, stay away. For real. They have burned more of my students than any other company in the in the
There's
country.
another one too, Net Worth.
Yeah.
Net Worth.
Yeah, but yeah.
They're, we've actually done deals with them. It's just, I will tell you, it's a needle in a haystack, and the haystack is 10 times the size of a normal haystack.
Yeah.
So, just it's the only thing I don't like about it is that they will wholesale properties, but then they don't let you wholesale it, and it's like it's brought to them either from an agent.
I know.
And it's like,
No, I know. Yeah. Happy Friday Eve, fellas. All right. I guess it is. I mean, he's not wrong.
They are.
Brent, does your team ever do deals with realtors, or are you strictly just wholesaling? Yeah, we sell a lot of our deals to realtors. We get referrals from realtors, and we're implementing Ryan's training. So that's going to be more and more and more. We just do really well direct to the property owner, but it's all talking to people, right? It's all, you're either talking to the person that owns the property or the person that represents the owner of that property. And when you go after the people that represent them, those people do deals all the time. They find more deals. Typically, when you're working with a homeowner, they only own one property, maybe two, right? But if you go to an agent, they could send you 100 deals. They could send you 1,000
All
deals
the
in your
time.
lifetime. Just depends on how good they are. There you go. There's Jeremy's.
There we go.
spell right?
Spell right.
All right, there we go.
Hey.
Look at that. Look
Level
at that
up.
lineup.
Wow.
There you go. Awesome. What'd you say? Oh yeah, you got
Oh
it.
god,
Spelled it right.
they did it.
Addison, how do you wholesale properties with multiple partners or relatives who own it?
So I think it's two separate things. Multiple partners, I mean, everyone obviously has to be on the same page, just like a normal transaction. As for relatives, I think it's overly communicating and setting expectations. My question to you is, what's your intent? Are you going to wholesale it? Are you buying it and keeping it? Are you going to do like some kind of like arbitrage, like an Airbnb bar? Like, what's your strategy here? If you're going to be going in, I could tell you I'm speaking on this myself because I'm trying to currently buy a couple of properties that are owned by my relatives. It's my mom and my aunt. And I'm going in and I ask them, what's the price you want? What are you guys looking for? They're looking for like 800,000. I know that she's like 800, 900. If I can get that 900 and make it make sense by selling it for 1.1, 1.2, as long as the expectations are set, everybody wins. So it's just, again, overly communicating, setting the right expectations. That's relatives. Multiple partners, I mean, I don't really feel like
There
there's
is
anything-
always one decision maker.
That's true too.
There's always going to be one decision maker. Find out. Your job, Addison, is to find out who that is.
Yep.
And do they actually want to sell it? And what is their strategy for doing that? Do they want as much as they possibly can and want to clean it up and put it on the market? Or do they just want this thing done so they don't have to deal with all of this family stuff that's happening or you know, partnerships that is happening and they're doing other business, whatever. So find out who the decision maker is.
For sure. From Kwame.
Kwame.
Hey guys, does wholesaling land to apartment builders work the same way? I'm not sure how to approach or find them. So it's just the only thing that's different is that with land transactions with developers, they are typically used to a longer close of escrow and a longer inspection. So while the average inspection period is going to be 10 days usually, they're expecting more around 30 to 60 days. Their escrow is going to be 60 to 90 days. So with that said, just be mindful that they might want to do a little bit more due diligence. They want to make sure they've got the right zoning, the right planning and development in place. They want to make sure that they can actually build, the utilities are there, the list goes on. They want to just have a little bit extra time. That's the only thing to make a note of.
Awesome.
Right.
Real quick, how much practice do you have before a game? Like during that week going up to a game?
feel like it's more during season. It's more mental practice. than
Yeah,
anything.
no, the whole
But
thing, right? Exactly.
physical-
Yes.
Physical is three practices.
Right.
Where you're actually on the field, but I mean,
Now, how many hours of in the classroom, studying tape, on the actual field? How much to play? The
on
game.
Sunday, I say we're in at 8. I usually don't get home till about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So about 10-hour days.
Right.
So I probably put in about 65 to 70 hours a week.
Every day.
Every week
Yeah.
to get prepared for a game. That's studying. That's practice. That's taking care of my body.
Mm-hmm.
That's more studying at home. That's sleep. So I mean, it's around the clock. But actual work probably 10 hours a day.
Yeah. To play an hour game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Think about this, guys. I mean, we're out here as real estate entrepreneurs, right? And we're like, I'm gonna just wing it. I'm not even gonna practice anything. I'm not gonna practice what I'm gonna say to a property owner. I'm not gonna practice what to do in an appointment. I'm not gonna practice doing comps. I just kind of want to just like step into real estate and like be amazing. Can you imagine if you didn't practice and you had to go in and you had to go play a game against somebody that practiced all week?
It's like me
Yes.
going to the league right now. Can you imagine? I would
No.
die. I would die. I would die.
Well, there's physical limitations
bad.
here, okay? Let's be honest. But I'm saying, I mean,
You haven't seen me, man. You haven't
listen,
seen me.
you could be an outstanding like placeholder. You know what I mean? That would be incredible.
Kicker.
No, I still, I
could
think
kick.
you underestimate
I
how
could kick.
fit. Yeah.
Jeremy, I could kick, right?
No,
Yes. Hype me up, bro. Give me a practice.
Kick, man.
your bones would break like glass. All right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same thing. Like, someone just jumps in.
But what I'm saying is like, here we are, right? And we've trained and we've put it together and we've worked on scripts and we've made calls and we've gotten rejection and we've been failing and we're sore at the end of the day from the rejection that we have and from the wins and the losses and the things that have happened, and we're going through it. And the more time you put into it, the more effort and the more work that you put into your business, the more you get paid, the better you do on the presentations, the better you do selling that deal, the better that you do negotiating every time. Like, you can build your skills of being a real estate entrepreneur. Not only just that, but leadership skills of hiring people and scaling leaderships. Skills on finding really good talent and managing your money and making sure that you're progressing year over year and you're not getting burnt out and you're feeling fulfilled by all this stuff. It's the work that you put in before you get on the phone. It's the work that you get in before you go on the appointments. It's the work that you put in understanding the value and how big of a deal this is and what the potential is. So if you're frustrated because this is your first week, your first 30 days, your first 90 days, your first whatever, he's been playing football since he was a kid. Since what, 10? 8?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah. Since 10 years old, right? Like, there's a lot of practice, and that's probably countless hours, thousands of hours of practice, thousands of hours of running and conditioning and lifting and mental preparation, all of those things. And we're like, as entrepreneurs, where we can legitimately make as much as an NFL player does,
Right.
and over the lifetime, like, there's only a certain amount of there's a window of opportunity that you have
Right.
to really make an impact on the football field, and then you have the rest of your life. We can do this from 19 years old all the way to 89 years old, and we don't want to practice the first 90 days, the first 120 days. We don't want to just go through the reps and go through all these things that we're doing. We're just going to just all of a sudden be, boom, a professional right off the bat. It doesn't happen.
Right.
Put in the work. Put in the work. Make it feel like it's like you're an athlete, like you're doing anything, like you want to be great at everything. You know what I mean? You go to school, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a surgeon, you're in school for 20 years. And then you're in school like 3 months out of every year for the rest of your life learning things, and they make less than us.
True.
Put in the work, put in the practice, build the skills. I'm telling you, it's an unfair advantage we have being in real estate. Enzo knows. Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Locked up a tear-down property and assigning it for $31,000 to a developer. Look at that beautiful.
And
Look at that beautiful doggo.
He was the first student too.
What?
He's the first student. Yeah.
First student in
Agent Investors.
All
Very
right.
first.
Put that thing across. Agent
Yeah.
Investors. Get it.
Enzo
Guys,
is
it
a
comes out
beast.
tomorrow. I am telling you, People that jump on these things early get the most attention. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
This is going to go bananas.
Yep.
Get in there.
I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Oh, boy.
Here we
Texas
go again.
Investor.
Here we go.
Texas Investor says, I have a deal closing in the next few days.
How much?
Awesome.
How much?
Let us know how much. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, how much you making? I don't care if it's $100 or $1 or 10,000
There you go.
or 100,000.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
There.
absolutely.
Boom.
There you go. Jose Luis.
Hey, Luis. I'm currently still in the NFL.
That's awesome. Is it
Yes, sir.
negotiating?
Negotiation period.
There you
Free
go.
agency.
Yep.
There you go.
Should know something soon.
Awesome. So what happens? Your agent just talks to the teams and
Yeah.
gets the feelers and see who needs you and where you fit in best and
Yep.
the whole thing.
Yep.
And they start talking numbers.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, crazy process.
Yeah, I
It's
bet.
fun.
I bet.
Yep.
Huh?
Do you know like what teams?
I'm
He
not.
can't discuss that.
I'm
He
not
can't
sure.
discuss it. He's not going to discuss negotiations right now.
Loses leverage.
Isaiah.
We could get some.
Hunter's trying.
All of them. All of them.
Hunter's trying to. Yeah.
You know what?
She's like Vikings.
Yeah. Hunter's. Yeah.
you
Exactly.
go.
Jeremy, you
She's
know,
a big Vikings fan, by the way. She's a
Ah.
There you
Minnesota
go.
Vikings.
Cool stadium.
Yeah.
Cool stadium.
Jeremy, you know, Ryan and I were joking about it, but you probably have like the coolest proof of funds. If someone asks, you can literally just answer, "Hey, just Google my name." That would literally be like the coolest proof of funds ever.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Isaiah, is the meetup at El Jefe's Tacos and Sushi still going on next week? I'll be driving from SoCal, so just want to make sure it is, Isaiah.
It's
and I
going
will be
down.
there.
Sure.
It's going down. Dude, we've got some cool stuff that we haven't done at any of the meetups yet that we're going to be surprising people with. This is going to be a party. Like, Brent's got games. We're going to be launching the course, like, officially. Like, that's, like, the launch party. We've got Alex Signs coming. I mean, we've got, I know for a fact, we have at least 10 people that are either flying or driving in from other states. I'm expecting probably around 300 people.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
it'll be fun.
Yep. No one. How'd y'all get involved in real estate and when did you start?
You want to start with you?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got involved probably 4 years ago. I just always wanted a home. I just wanted a house, you know, after growing up. That was one of my dreams, like getting to lead. Like everybody wants that house. So started to do a little bit more research. And as I began to realize, I went back to the places that I already lived. So like I was in Boise for 3 years of my life, and I feel like that's where I really grew roots. So I was comfortable going to Boise and doing that. California, born and raised in California. And then in Nashville, I lived in Nashville for about 3 or 4 years there too. So I did my homework before I actually made those investments and made those transactions just to be comfortable.
Sure.
But I mean, I think you can start in real estate, I mean, as young as high school, really, you know, just getting the education, or I don't think it's a limit for it. I think it's for everybody.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome.
Yep, I started as an infant to the adult world. You know, NFL kicking, I had to accept, was not in my future, but it's okay. I found my calling.
Do we have a picture of Ryan when
Stop,
he started real estate?
stop. Y'all are assholes. Started at 18.
He's all high. He's all high on the. He's,
Yeah.
You know, he's got the he's got that $1.3 million in the
up.
first quarter.
Shut up.
You know, feeling good. He's staring $5 million at the face this year, but we still know where you came from.
We still know where we came from. I came from that whole senior photos. It was the photographer.
You gotta find him, man.
Stop it.
You gotta find
Stop
him.
it.
It's the most
But
adorable picture you've ever
18
seen.
years old. I didn't want to go to college. I was an idiot. Here we are. Now I'm not. That's it.
Yes. He looks like, you know, when Pinocchio became a real boy. You know?
I'm a real man.
Look at you now. Look at you now. He's mad.
Hey.
That was 6 years ago. I mean,
I grew up,
so, yeah,
okay?
7 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, 2000. I was 22. So in college, I was playing college football, and my My buddy gave me a book. Actually, Mike Mahoney, who's now running my market. Oh,
Thank you.
that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're playing this game.
That's right. That's right.
High school Brent. There you go.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, there you go. A little bit more hair now.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that's it. That was so it. That was totally it.
Frosted tips.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2004, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And if you haven't read that, and if you're just dipping your toe into real estate, read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It'll break your brain. And if it doesn't break your brain, don't get into real estate. For real. I mean, it really lays it out there. It really talks about financial literacy. It really talks about building assets. It really talks about what this industry, what this business can do for you. And it's a cheat code. It literally is a financial cheat code. So read Rich Dad Poor Dad and watch it break your brain, and then just start following this channel. If you're not already subscribed, if you're new to it, make sure that you subscribe. If you guys are getting value out of this, make sure you hit that like button. That really helps out the channel, expose it to a lot of other people, and we bring on incredible guests like Jeremy here. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's continue this conversation. Every week we go live 5 hours a week on this channel. So, Roman.
There you go.
There you go.
Go to the Texans.
There you go.
You got a
Let's
fan.
go.
Yeah. Do you get any royalties on jersey sales?
Yeah, we do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
That's what's up.
All right. Well, we'll see. Kevin, I love basketball, so I associate my cold calls with Kobe taking his practice shots. I only get better. Exactly.
That's all it is.
I'm telling you. I am telling you, former athletes that are my students are just, it's
The
just,
discipline.
it's
Yeah.
just that they just start sprinting right away because they're just putting in the reps, putting in the
Yep.
reps, putting in the reps. You're just used to it.
Right.
Not saying that you have to be that, but there's a lot of people. I mean, there's teachers, there's truck drivers, there's people that are currently or just getting out of the military, just do a fantastic job in this industry because they're disciplined. They understand that if you just take action every single day, you become somebody else. It's not you don't just like make $1 million. You have to be $1 million person.
Have to.
You know what I mean? You got to put in that work. And we talked about it.
Got to lay on the grass. You know?
Yeah, that's it. You gotta look good with it. But listen, I mean, and I talked about it last week, and I really think it's important. It really strikes a chord with me. The fourth gift that God gave Adam in Genesis was to cultivate the garden, was to go to work. That's the fourth gift. One was existence. Second one was a brain. Third was God's presence. And the fourth was work. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how important it is as fulfillment for ourselves. I'm just telling you, put in the work and put it into real estate. You can't, I mean, how do you lose?
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay. Man, you're getting more
Torn.
testimonials from the
Dude, I'm telling you, so it works, and the beauty of it is that it costs you $0. So Torin, amazing, you took action. My dad locked up a deal for $125,000, disposed it for $190, implementing Ryan's strategy up here in Washington next.
Wow.
Let's go.
Cute kid, Torin.
65,000 if you guys are doing the math there. $65,000. Woo! Oh
Nice.
boy, now we're going bananas. Texas investor, 49.2 assignment fees. You got it. I will not stop this content. You know it.
Let's go.
Love it. Congratulations. Love your content and information from Tasha. I'm fairly new to wholesaling. I'm in a group of 9 ladies JV for the first deal. We have a JV contract in place. What do you think some of the issues will be?
9 people.
I mean, it's just the pie is getting split up 9 ways. You know what I mean?
And you got to be real. Somebody, 1 or 2 people are doing most of the work. Like
I would say one person's probably doing all the work, and I think it's Tasha.
I'm thinking about myself, like TC.
I think it's Tasha that's doing all the work.
Yeah.
I really do.
And
so
if you're squatting up with 9 people because you want to feel confident getting into the industry or not familiar, I applaud you for that. That's exactly what you should do. Just maybe not with a slew of people.
Tasha, what I would do is I would encourage this. Every single person in that group, I love that you're in a group. I love that it's a group of ladies. I think that ladies have a huge advantage in the real estate business. If you look at it from top realtors, top investors, I mean, the ladies are crushing. absolutely crushing, huge in this business, and people naturally will lower their defenses, lower their kind of force field that they put around them when they speak to you versus if they speak to Ryan and I. You have a huge advantage. This is what I would say: all 9 of you have to hunt. You have to hunt for opportunities. You have to generate leads. In real estate investing, there's only 3 parts of the business: lead generation, conversion of those leads into some sort of commitment, and then exit strategy. And there's only 3 exit strategies, right? You're going to buy it to hold, you're going to buy it to flip it, or you're going to sell the opportunity as an assignment fee and get fee income coming in. That's your 3 options. So all 9 ladies need to go out there and sharpen your teeth and go and hunt. Go and hunt and find those opportunities, bring those leads in. Everybody's going to develop the skills, and then at some point you guys will all break off and have 9 amazing businesses. Now maybe some people will partner up or whatever else, but I would say the goal would be to have your own business. All 9 of you guys have the support system now as you're building the momentum, but at some point have that conversation that you guys are off and running and doing your own thing, because at the end of the day, it's the money that you bring home to your family that buys the assets that gives you the financial freedom. What Jeremy was talking about, that legacy at the end of the day, doesn't happen if you're buying it with all these people and not taking it home for yourself at the end of the day.
Maybe change it from a JV group to an accountability group.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Mad Stony. To anybody, how would you plan your 12-week year today, given everything you have and know, and how to understand that deals come in 50 shades and states? What would you do, Brent, to plan your 12-week year today?
Listen, you need to figure out your today.
Yeah.
Like the 12 weeks, great. The year's great. Year, 90 days, month, week, day. What are you going to do today? It starts with your schedule today. Where do you find in your day is sacred time that nothing interrupts your real estate business? Because that's the problem. It's not time management. It's not even priority management. It's energy management, right? How much energy do you have at the end of the day to do this business if you don't, if you're not full time? Now, if you're full time, your day is the morning is for finding deals, the afternoon's for doing deals. So Monday, you're out there hunting, you're talking to new people, you're doing your lead follow-up, you're setting your appointments, and then the afternoon is going and locking up those deals or selling those deals or going to your projects that you're flipping or whatever else. You build that discipline of morning is finding and afternoon is for doing, you're set. You don't have to get too crazy. And what I will say is this: really watch that goofy little time that kind of slips into our schedule, which is called lunch. Lunch is 15 minutes. Knock it off. All right? Lunch is not an hour and a half. Lunch isn't just meeting up with people and networking. That's all bullshit. Stop. Just pick up the phone. You can have a 20-minute conversation and do whatever. I mean, if you really want to meet somebody, whatever else, and it's real important to you, great. But I'd rather you being on the phone with somebody that's going to actually need your services. Yep. Right? Correct. Put all your time into lead generation in the morning, have a quick little lunch, and then in the afternoons go and make sure that everything's going smooth with those deals.
Absolutely.
And then just build on that. Like people just go too far out. They're like, in a year I'm going to do this. Okay, great. What are you doing today? Right. Well, I'm planning my year. That's not providing any value. You just sitting there planning your year is not the 2 hours you're spending. What's the best way to write goals? Go talk to somebody that owns an ugly house. That's it. Talk to somebody that has an ugly house and you will get a big check. Start there. Keep it very simple. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just ranting.
Amen.
There you go, Matt Stoney.
Brian, let me ask you this too. In the process of you building your business, did you like every step of the way?
No.
Jeremy, you do 70 hours of film practice. Do you like all 70 hours? Exactly. We don't like everything that we do, but we do it anyway because we're disciplined to do the steps that builds us this great business that will provide us financial freedom.
That's it.
Don't have to like it. You just got to do it.
Yep. You want to finish this? Last question. Jeremy, thanks for being on here.
Oh,
that was
Jeremy.
awesome.
Thank you.
That was huge.
Thank you.
People are going to be sending you a lot of deals. I'm telling you.
Let's get
Turn
some
that
deals,
phone
man.
around. Start thinking about it. I'm telling you.
All right, from Michael Hopkins. When you're using a buyer's agent other than yourself to submit an offer, do you coach them to talk/build rapport with the listing agent to make your offer stand out? Absolutely. If you're going to have somebody else that's representing you and you want to make sure you've got a chance, you want to make sure you're not working with an agent that could be like, I'm just going to submit it and send it. We're going to see what happens. You want them to call the agent and they're going to build rapport and say, let me tell you why my buyer is the best. Let me tell you why they're going to be overqualified and why this will be the smoothest transaction ever. They're going in and they're a salesperson. Their job is to sell why your offer is the best on the table, especially if they're representing you.
Love it. There you go. One more time, agentinvestors.com, guys. Jump in there quick. I'm telling you, jump in there.
I think we're going to have over 100 people by the end of the day today, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
Agent
going
Investors,
to go quick.
use that TTP code, get $100 off, guys. We love you. We support you. One more time, let's put up the blueprint if we can. Just go through this. This is it, guys. It is, boom.
Starts with doing a deal. You need this proof of concept. You need to understand that like you could do it. Now, doing a deal is a lot of different things. It could be ending up in the NFL and you come across the money and opportunities and then you go and you invest. You have the leverage of having the money. You could be going and doing this as a wholesaler. We saw a lot of new people in the comments. Going in and having the proof of concept that you can actually do this deal, that's the most important thing. That's step number one.
Full-time in the business. You know, full-time. Get there. Get into this business full-time. Build something special. Let it be a priority. Bring that energy to it, right?
Absolutely. Kill the debt. Get rid of all the consumer debt, as Brent says. I'm not going to be able to say it as well as he does, but do not be somebody else's ROI.
Yeah.
Basically, get rid of all of it so you're back to square one, which is then you will jump into step 4.
Invest in assets, right? The things that pay for your liabilities, the things that pay your bills. Wouldn't it be amazing if like all your bills were paid for and you didn't have to worry about it? That's what you're building. That's what assets do.
Yep.
It's your sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying? Let your money
Hey.
make you money. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. And then once you have a sugar daddy, then you have financial freedom. That's the show.
That is it, guys. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
I ran up a check